Hello, guys. Welcome to another episode of Adulted But Not Really. I have been gone for 2 weeks and a half. I've been on winter break, my last ever winter break because, finishing uni in 7 weeks. And I have just been really busy. Right now, I'm in Miami for a week. Actually, there's only 3 days left, but I was here for a week. And then I was in the Canary Islands for 3 weeks. And the first week in the Canary Islands was just my family, but then the second week was my friends, and the third week was my boyfriend. So everything was just all over the place. And I didn't really have a routine. It was more like hectic. I didn't go with the flow, but also very relaxed. But also I didn't really have alone time. I didn't have a room alone. If I was staying with my brother in the room, or I was staying with a friend, or I was staying with my boyfriend, I didn't have any solo time to do any podcast, to be honest. And I barely even opened my computer unless it was to watch YouTube or a movie. So you know what, I needed it because I was really stressed the last few weeks in London, and I feel like this was just what I needed. But I'm back, and I am going to London in 3 days, and weirdly enough, I'm kind of excited because I'm excited to get back into a solid routine. I'm excited to get back and clean my apartment and like start off fresh and new for 2 months, because I got a call a week ago that I am going to be moving to Madrid in April because I am starting an internship for 3 months, and I have to move out of London in 2 months. So I finish uni, and 2 weeks later I'm gone. And I haven't processed the fact that I'm gone from London so early, or earlier than I thought. But I think it was what was meant for me. I think this was meant to happen, and I'm just going to enjoy London to its fullest for the next 2 months. I've decided that I'm not going to do any trips out of the UK for the next 2 months. It sounds so like privileged to say that, which it is, honestly. It's very privileged for me to be like, I'm not going to be traveling for 2 months because I'm choosing not to do that. And if I do travel, it would be through trains around the UK. I want to go to Oxford more to visit my friend Agnes, and I want to prioritize the UK for the next 2 months because it's not like I'll never go back. I have friends that are going to be there next year and for the next few months as well, but I want to really immerse myself in London for the last 2 months that I'm ever going to be living there, because as much as I love London and how much it has given me and how much I love that city, for now, I mean, I could change my mind, but for now, I don't think it's a place that I see myself post-uni, or at least for the next 5 years. I don't think it's a place I could sustain in. I have wonderful and amazing friends there. I'm really sad that I'm leaving them behind really early compared to what I thought it was going to be when I was leaving them behind. But at the same time, I think at the end of the day, everyone is leaving London either way because they're all from different countries and they're all going to different cities to work and study after. So either way, it was over. Like, even if I stayed in London, all the friends that make London for me have to leave too. So you know what? It all works out. Anyways, so today's episode, I want to make it short and sweet. I don't want to make it long. I want to make it straight to the point. I want to go over the last goals that I accomplished in 2024 that I said I was going to accomplish here, and then also what I am going to be focusing on in 2025 is obviously like a New Year's podcast episode and video. I genuinely don't normally do New Year goals, and last year was the first time that I ever made quote-unquote goals, but it was because it was such a transformative year. A lot of big life decisions happened last year, and this year is going to be another big one because I am moving and I am starting off in a new city, maybe even two, because maybe I'll do Barcelona in September instead of Madrid, or maybe I'll stay in Madrid. Who knows? Nobody knows that yet. But I'm very excited for everything that's going to come this year. I'm very excited to tackle every challenge that I might have up front and really embrace the experience. I want to embrace being a postgraduate. I'm going to embrace joining the workforce, becoming a corporate slave. I really want to embrace it this year. I really want to. And then we'll see what happens after. We'll see if I decide, fuck it, I'm going to go and do my master's now. Or if I decide, fuck it, I'm going to work for 2 more years. Or I don't know what to do with my life. I'm going to start solo traveling and volunteering, and I'll never be the same ever again. Who knows if I go full hippie mode, or if I go full corporate slave, or if I just decide to start my own thing right now, because I will be lost in life. I could completely be lost in life. I could completely drop the ball halfway through the year and be like, I am going back to the US. Who knows? The probabilities are endless, to be honest. I think when you're going through such a transformative period, you're ready to try everything out. You're ready to try every single decision out and see what works and what sticks and what doesn't work. But right now, it looks like I am very excited, more than I thought, to move to Madrid. The thought of moving to Madrid 2 months ago was kind of scary and kind of bringing me down mentally. But now I wake up every morning and I'm looking at apartments or shared apartments that I have to find where to live in 2 months. This is crazy, and I'm getting excited about it. The thought of going to Madrid in 2 months is generally very exciting. I'm excited to go to London, and I'm kind of sad at letting go, but at the same time I'm so eager to go to Madrid already and to start something that will challenge me and something that I'm going to learn a lot from. So weirdly enough, I'm not too sad or scared, which is good, because my 2025 theme, I didn't do a theme last year, but this year, because there's no specific of it, like last year I had such a specific goal, which was healing. This year I don't really have a specific goal. I don't have any life trauma that I'm going through at the moment, which is good, but also I feel like I'm losing a little bit of self-discipline when it comes to goals in the year. I think my theme of this year is go with the flow, and one of the reasons why I've decided for that to be the main theme and why all my goals are going to be working towards that is because I've noticed, I wouldn't call it uptight, but I've noticed, I'm very self-aware, I've noticed that I'm very impatient in terms of I have no patience sometimes, and I get overwhelmed. I get overwhelmed really easily. I realize that with my anxiety, if I'm not constantly having really slow days, and if I see that something messes up with my routine, even if it's super small, I stress myself out, and then I stress everyone around me out, and then it's just not fun for anyone. It's not fun for anyone. And I've noticed that I need to let things go more often. I need to embrace the fact that I don't know what's going to happen. Anyways, it's already 11 minutes and I haven't gone through my goals of the year. So we're going to be going through my personal goals of the year. This year, again, go with the flow. I want to start taking care of myself more in regards of, I've noticed that I didn't take vitamins until 3 months ago. I wasn't taking any vitamins. I realized that my knees were hurting a lot, and that also my mood swings were so bad. And I started taking vitamin C, and I was like, wow. All I needed was vitamin C, because it made a huge difference in London. And yeah, so start taking care of myself more. I want to, before I would just wash my face, put moisturizer, and carry on with my day. I didn't really do any proper skincare routine apart from just washing my face. And I feel like, yes, that's good. That's amazing that I do it every single morning and night. That is insane. Good for me. Applause for me. But I feel like I could be doing more for myself, Also, water. I have a Stanley. Yes, I am one of those people. I have a Stanley. I used to use it all the time the first few months that I had it. I drank so much water. I was, that was my baby. Did I ever carry it out of the house? No. Am I ashamed that I have it? Yes. But do I use it in the house? Yes. Is it amazing? Yes. I stopped using it. So from now on, we're going to be using my Stanley more at home, because I want to drink more water, because I haven't been drinking a lot of water in London. So we're going to be fixing that. I have fixed my caffeine intake. I will say in London, I would only be having, the last month that I was there, 1 or 2 cups of coffee a day, which was so good. And sometimes not even. Sometimes I would have one and it was decaffeinated. So my caffeine intake has been amazing, which I've noticed such a huge difference in my sleeping patterns, in my moods, in my anxiety. It generally, I hadn't realized that having 4 to 5 coffees a day was not amazing for my anxiety. And I always thought, no, it's fine. No, it actually does affect it. And a lot. And you don't notice it until you stop. Anyways, so that definitely goes into the theme of the year. I said last year that I wanted to read 2 books a month, and I did accomplish that. And so far, I have been doing so amazing, because I'm going to keep it going for this year, maybe even up it to 3 books a month, but it is going to be a very intense couple months. So far, I am doing great. I'm on my 3rd book of the year, and we're already halfway through the 1st month. But that's because I've been on vacation, so I've had a lot of time to read. I've had a lot of time to chill by the beach and read every day. Let's see if I can keep it up. Maybe I can, maybe I won't. We'll see. But hopefully I can keep going with 3 books a month. That would be ideal. But if I stick to 2, amazing. I think I'm doing great. Applause for me. For the lifestyle that I'm having, applause for me, please. Language learning. I want to focus on fully finishing off one of the languages that I have halfway through. Whether that's Korean or that's Italian, those two languages, I feel like they're halfway, more Korean. And I would like to fully finish them off, I don't like being like, yeah, I can speak a little Italian. No, like I want to fully finish that off, generally. Plus, it keeps my brain moving. I like to learn. I like to challenge myself. I feel like I could be doing more. And language learning is something so important, especially after being in an international school. I wish I could understand people more. And living in Europe now, I kind of realized that, well, I already knew that, but people move a lot around the continent and everyone speaks different language, and it would be amazing to be able to communicate to more people. So language learning for sure. Stick to one language. I still have to choose which one, but I have to do it by the end of the month. Job goals, of course. I am graduating. I am starting off an internship in Madrid, but by September or August of this year, I want to have my first full-time job. I'm starting off with an internship, which is great, but from that, I want to have like a full I want to become financially independent by the end of this year. And I will. Actually, no, this is the thing, right? I told myself that I was going to stop saying I want to, and I am. I am going to be financially independent by the end of this year. Lucia Medina Costa will be financially independent by the end of this year. Watch it, because it's going to happen. Am I scared? Yes, I am. But is it what needs to happen? It is what needs to happen. I am at that stage. I should be doing that, and that is what I'm going to do. So I will be looking back at this video by the end of 2025, and we'll see where that goes. That would be very interesting. Anyways, so there's that. Yeah, I think that's it. I did put mature more emotionally, but I feel like I have been doing that so much. When it comes to emotionally, again, going back to regulating my emotions of like becoming more relaxed. I feel like I get stressed really easily, and I need to learn how to take a step back and realize that not everything is that important. That, that I'm half an hour late will not be the end of the world. I like to overstress about getting places in time. So I stress myself over how many minutes I need to do this and how many minutes I need to do that and how long is that. I need to chill out, Go with the flow, go all hippie. At this point, I'm going to embrace my hippie side. I will be coming a little bit of a hippie side. I want to do another solo trip. I've decided that I'm going to be doing annual solo trips. One minimum. I would like to do 2 a year, but one minimum. I feel like 2 is easy if I do solo trips. Weekend trips. But one solo trip, again, to a new country or a new city. It could be, but another language speaking country. There we go. Portugal was amazing, and it was a really good first solo trip because it was by the beach. It was a cute little town. It was also during low tourist season, so there was barely anyone there. So, it didn't feel as hectic and as intense for a first solo trip. It was very relaxing, and I definitely want to push myself out of my comfort zone more, and I think it was very vital for me to do that solo trip because it generally reminded me that I'm much more independent than I think I am. So I want to do more of those every single year of my life, honestly. I think it's really important for me to do once a year a solo trip, even if it's for a weekend, because I think it keeps reminding me that I am so strong and I really don't need anyone. Even though I said it in the solo trip video, there's nothing major going on in my life right now, so there really isn't anything that I need to reflect upon. But I think it's just really good to remind yourself of everything that you're capable of every once in a while. So there's that. I want to focus on doing more journal prompts. I've realized that I've just been doing random pages of random thoughts, which is so good. Don't get me wrong. It's really amazing to just rant on pages and realize why you're feeling a certain way or what's going on in your brain. It's amazing, and I am going to keep doing that. But I think prompts twice a week will change the game so much, because with prompts, I can focus on a specific perspective that I wasn't thinking of before. Or I can maybe touch on a topic that I hadn't realized, like what's making you happy this week. I don't really when you're just doing random thoughts on pages, you don't really tend to look at things. You tend to miss some things out. And I think a really good exercise would be looking at journal prompts twice a week. So it's not too intense. It's just twice a week of prompts, and the rest of the week I can just ramble on the page as much as I want. I think it's a good in between, and it could be really good for self-reflection and also self-growth. And I think this year is very, very important for me to keep myself in check and to, always feel like I'm capable of everything, because I am going to be going through a huge transitional page in 2 months. And I didn't realize that it would be that soon, but it is that soon. And yeah, the last one is, again, taking care of myself and traveling. Obviously, like I have like my travel list every single year, and this year I have quite a little bit of it's not intense. I have 2 major trips that I want to do. The first one is in July. I want to go to Sri Lanka and Indonesia with my friends, because I want that to be my graduation trip. I'm starting to save up for it. We'll see how that goes. Again, Lucia wants to become financially independent this year, so that means she needs to start paying her rent. So that means Lucia needs to figure out how the frick she's gonna do a graduation trip and start paying for her first apartment and her life. And I hate to admit it, but I am expensive, so there's that. Anyways, back to the whole point. So most of these trips are very doable because they are within Europe, and I think I've gotten it down how to do Europe on a budget. But there's 2 that are out of the continent. So the first one, again, the July one, Indonesia and Sri Lanka. The second one is at the end of 2025. I want to go in December of 2025 and for New Year's, and that is South America. I am lucky enough that I have tons of friends from South America that are willing to house me, so it won't be as expensive. But I'm thinking of Chile and Brazil and Uruguay for December 2025. And, it's summer during that time in those countries, so it'll be amazing, with the time change and everything. But, yeah, how will I do that? If I want to become financially independent, we'll see. But I'm going to pray for the gods. I'll start like a side job online. I don't know what I'm going to do, but I'm going to do something. Like a side hustle. I will be making it work. You know what? If there's something about me, is that I'm stubborn, and I will be making it work. I said I was moving to Madrid. Here we go. We're doing it earlier than we thought, but we made it through. Here we are. Anyways, back to the whole point. So yeah, apart from the South America and the Asia trip, for weekend trips or more like between the year at any point that I can, I want to do Austria, more of Spain, like the Basque region, like the north. I've never been to the north. I mean, I've been to Pamplona, but that's the only place in the Basque region that I've been. But I want to do more of like San Sebastian, Vigo, like I want to go more, or Asturias, like I want to go more at the top. We'll see how that goes. I mean, that's easy if I'm in Madrid, or in Barcelona, I can just take a train, so it'll be easy. That could also be my solo trip. San Sebastian is a solo trip. That could be kind of fun. And Paris, I always do a once a year Paris trip, and I haven't done it yet. But I normally go once a school year to Paris for a weekend because I love it. And I was going to go in February, but now I want to prioritize London, so I don't think I'll go in February. We'll see how that goes. Anyways, Paris, I want to go to Lisbon because in Portugal, I've only gone to Faro, and everyone talks about Lisbon. And I feel like if I catch it on a good weekend where the flights are cheap, I can definitely do Lisbon for like 2 days, and it's doable. And then the last one is Hungary because I've never been. So we'll see how that goes. I don't think it's that demanding of a travel itinerary. I think the only 2 demanding places are honestly like the July graduation trip and the December 2025. But I think those 2 are doable if I really do work. And not if I really do work, but if I really put my mind to it, I think it is very doable. I think it can happen, and I think it will happen. My priority is the July trip because I've never been to Asia, and I think it would absolutely change my life. And I've always wanted to go there, and I feel like if I don't go now, post-graduation, then when will I? I don't know. I have that mentality of like, do anything that you can that's possible in the moment. Don't leave it for later. I don't like to leave things for later. If I can do them now, then might as well do them now because you really never know what's going to happen in life. I hate to bring the mood down, but you never really know when you're going to die. And it's a reality, like we are exposed to so many things every single day. Like, might as well live your life to the fullest whenever you can instead of waiting for something to happen. If you're waiting for something to happen, most probably you won't do it. Anyways, so that was today's episode. I don't want to make it too long. I feel like this is short and sweet. Not that short, but I think it's perfect timing. And yeah, I think the goals are pretty achievable. I have like a way of getting to them. The thing about me is like when I do goals, I like to think about, is it achievable? Will I get there? What are the steps to get there? And when do I want to achieve it by. So it's, honestly, I do tend to do all my goals every single year. So, pat on the back for me. Anyways, thank you for listening to today's episode. I'll see you guys next week. Peace out.